Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Maryland's 4th Congressional District Representative, Donna F. Edwards.
All right. You know what? Here I have a couple of things to say. How many White Stripes fans out there in the audience? All right. It's just that you can't just take the cause and make it the effect, or you can't just take the effect and make it the cause. So I said that yesterday on the House floor, and all of a sudden the internet is like ripping up, and Republicans are going, what's she talking about? You know, we're in an environment, it's an amazing environment, and I know you had a chance to hear from our leader, and you've heard from Ed Markey, and you'll hear from my colleague Mike Doyle and others, and our commissioners from the FCC, where we're in this environment where things are so politically charged, and it's so tough to do stuff. And here I am, I got home at 1 o'clock this morning, thinking that at 1 o'clock in the morning, you know, that the government would have been shut down. And thankfully it wasn't shut down, because if it had been, I wouldn't be here today, so thank you very much. But we're in an environment in which, you know, there's kind of one side and another side, and it is true in this place that there are some rights and there's some wrongs. And right now there's a lot of people who are really wrong. And they're wrong about stuff that's very important to people who get up every day, work for a living, take care of themselves and their families, and they just want to enjoy a good life. And instead, we've got some folks out there who say, you know what, we don't like seniors, we don't like women, we don't like young people, we don't, I mean, you know, they don't like anybody. You wonder who they live with. I think I'm so glad that you're here, because you come from where I do. You're activists. You're out there in your communities. You're trying to make a difference. You're trying to make change. And I think that at this time, more than any other time, we need you as activists. We need you on the ground. We need you in the state houses. We need you in the United States Congress, because we have to hear your voices. And the only way that we can do that is if we rise up. And so I'm one of those people in the United States Congress, and there are not a ton of us. You've heard from some, but I don't play along with the game. And I think that we actually have to have more people in the Congress who aren't willing to play along with the game. I think we have to have more people who are out in our communities who aren't willing to elect people who want to play along with the game. You've heard a lot over these last many hours and through your sessions about the impact of money on politics. Let's just get it out. Let's just get it all out. You know, get the corporations out, get the money out, and let's return our politics to people. And I think that we have an opportunity to do that, and we can only do it if we hear your voice. And so how is it that this media environment plays into that? Well, I've been doing issues around media reform, and a special shout out to Josh Silver, who's leaving, and to Craig Aaron, who's in. And I don't know, where's Kimberly Longley? I haven't seen you in ages. Where are you? How you doing, honey? Good to see you. Good to see you. But you know, I think it's a time when we can actually take control of our politics by taking control of our media, and that the two of those things are really connected. And they're connected when communities have full access to an open internet, not one that's, you know, that's there because they want you as a consumer, not one that's there because somebody wants to market to you, but an internet that's there and that's available and open and accessible because of how you want to use it, not because of how somebody wants to tell you how to use it. Because of how you want to find information for yourself, and not because somebody just has to find you and wants to sell to you. And we have that opportunity to seize our politics and to seize our media through our politics. And so I am challenged in this environment because I'm a little bit aggressive, some people tell me. I can, sometimes put a little pedal to that metal, some people tell me. And I think that now is a time where we need to do what I'm doing right here and rip up all of the old rules and the playbook and do things just a little bit differently. Now, in some of the communities that I come from, I still have schools in our neighborhoods that don't have access to broadband, and so your fight has to be their fight. I have schools in my community and young people who go home every day and they're living in the 20th century and not in the 21st century. That has to be your fight. In this room, and I can't see all of the room, but I think that this room needs to be a little bit browner in this room, right? That's your fight. And I think when all of those things happen, we really do have the capacity, and I don't want to bang my hand too hard because I want to save it for those other guys on the other side for the real fight. But when those things happen, then we take control of our own politics. So I want to tell you again about some things that I know that you're concerned about that I'm working on too. We want to make sure that we keep the internet open. We want to make sure that our communities are connected. We want to make sure that corporations, they can do all the business that they want, but they don't have to control our politics. Is that right? They don't have to control our politics. And so I think that each one of us in every single one of our communities can stand up and be counted for the right thing. And we are not going to let, as Eddie Markey said, we are not going to let them take control of us as women. We are not going to let those forces out there take control of us as seniors and take away our Medicare and our Social Security, something that's a foundation that we've counted on. We are not going to allow a system to say to young people, we don't think it's appropriate for you to get a head start in order to get the right start. We will not allow a system to exist in which people around the world don't have the capacity even to organize themselves, to form their own, whatever it is, the kind of government that they want to form, to be able to organize themselves because they have a free and open internet. And so I am excited both to be here with you today, but it's more than being with you today, but it's being with you in the fight, because we are in the fight. And so I want you to go away from Boston and not just feeling good about having met a couple of new people and had, I was over there at the bar too, had a few drinks. But that's not good enough. That's not good enough for the way that we have to change this world. And I see Commissioner Copps over there nodding. And the reason that he's nodding is because he's fought the good fight. And we continue to fight that good fight together. And so I want to thank you very much for being activists. And I want you to know from my own personal experience, it's actually possible to turn your activism into real politics. And each of us has the capacity to do that. And so thank you very much. Go get excited. Go get psyched. Go back home and do something real in your communities that's going to make a difference in people's lives. And when, some Congress member, I got a call from somebody the other day, and I noticed I just have 19 seconds, so I'm going to tell you this story really quickly. It was from a woman in Ames, Iowa. I don't represent anyone in Ames, Iowa, but a shout out to Ames. She called me in Maryland, and what she said to me is, Congresswoman Edwards, I want you to fight for me because the guy who represents me is not fighting for me. And so if you're from Ames, Iowa, get off the stick and go fight for her and fight for yourselves, and bring me somebody, bring me a colleague in the United States Congress who's ready to fight with me. Thank you very much.